It was coming in very fast.
It was staying perfectly still and stationary in the sky for about 4 to 5 minutes until it started to move.
And it was so distraught, and it was really wicked. To this day, I don't know what it is.
Made a hard right turn, went up like 90 degrees. They figured that it was traveling at something like 800 miles an hour.
And then they changed formation. At first it was vertical, then it went lateral, and then they changed it to like a rectangle shape. But that one always stayed away from the others.
I started out at a very young age witnessing anomalous events such as UFOs. And that's what got me interested in the field of ufology. I became a researcher and a speaker. Throughout the years, I have come across hundreds of people from all walks of life, from all around the world, who also have had similar experiences witnessing UFOs. And so this phenomenon is not new. It's very old and very widespread. Yet, this entire subject has been lacking credibility and acceptance from society, but also from the establishment. And it wasn't until 2017 when the New York Times came out with an article featuring 3 leaked videos from the US Navy that totally defied explanation, that the conversation began to shift.
Roger, there's troubleshooting. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Well, if there's like anything, it's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
On USS Princeton, I was responsible for classified material, top secret data recording. In November in 2004, we were doing workups in preparation for our next deployment.
I was on the USS Princeton. I was the leading operations specialist, and basically we control the radars, we man the radars, we fight the ship if we ever go to combat. My primary job was to identify everything that flew in the sky. On November 10th, I started to notice some really strange contacts off the coast of Catalina.
During those workups, we tracked unknown aircraft for several days.
This is the contacts here at 28,000 feet going south about 100 knots, and I'm thinking to myself, I've never seen anything fly like that. I had 15 and a half years actual sea time sitting behind that radar. At one point, it was raining UFOs. I'd never seen anything fly like this, and all the other ships are tracking it too. Fast Eagle flight happened to be airborne. Commander Fravor, the first one to launch off the Nimitz aircraft carrier. These objects fell out. These things went straight back up to 28,000 feet again in less than a second. And then at the very end, it was right in front of him. Disappeared.
They exhibited flight capabilities that were well beyond anything that I'd ever seen before. So I'm pretty familiar with just about the fastest things in the sky, and these things kind of made them look like they're toys.
Because these videos were taken by military servicemen, the Navy and the Pentagon eventually confirmed the veracity of these sightings. Senator Reid, Senator Rubio, and others prompted Congress to investigate these events and publish an official report on these findings. Even though multiple credible cases were investigated, the UAP report, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, turned out to be inconclusive, which unfortunately did not surprise many of us in the UFO community.
When you don't know what it is, of course, nothing can be conclusively ruled out.
Can they come up with any explanation?
Really just a fraction of evidence the government has on UFOs.
What does the U.S. government know about UFOs?
Had that bombshell not come out in the New York Times and Politico and CNN, we wouldn't be where we are today. The Pentagon has not been forthcoming at all. They have been a huge pain in the ass regarding this topic, massively. And what's really needed with this topic, real evidence, real data, however long it takes, that's the stuff that becomes foolproof.
The next morning I get up, I said, what the heck, I'm gonna write a very detailed message about what happened. I went back up to Combat Information Center, CIC, and one of the lead technicians, he looks at me and says, Senior Chief, the data isn't on the ship,